So first, I would like to thank everyone for gathering for the Empathy Workshop. It's a time to celebrate community, culture, and devotion. But while we honor Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, let us take a moment to reflect upon the women in our community who face unimaginable challenges. Some women find themselves in vulnerable situations, whether it's dealing with domestic violence, struggling with immigration issues like visa uncertainties, or living far away from their home countries without the support they need. Some face the heartbreak of abuse or find themselves in financial distress. One such story is of Mamta Bhatt, a 28-year-old nurse from Nepal who disappeared on July 27th, and after last seen from work, her family and friends were left in anguish and searching for answers. Despite a joyous occasion like her daughter's first birthday, which was held in Virginia Park, Mamta's absence loomed large. However, organizations like Chest of Hope, it's a women's shelter, play a pivotal role in this effort. They provide a sanctuary for all these women who are facing the different kinds of trouble, and these shelters cannot operate without our help. These shelters are like beacons of hope for these women and children in help, and they provide many programs like child support, law, and they provide counseling support, assistance with childcare, and much more. But it's not just about Now, imagine being in a situation where you have nowhere to turn and then having to find a shelter that not only provides a bed for the night, but also resources to regain control. That's what Chest of Hope does for these women and children. And it's not just about financial support. By donating material items like blankets or hygiene products or anything like food or clothing, you can help them. And this provides them a sense of dignity and normalcy. And these seemingly basic items can offer comfort and immediate relief. Now I want to ask, how can we help as a community? We have the power to make a difference. Shelters like Chest of Hope rely on the generosity of people like you. And every donation, whether it's monetary or material, no matter how small, it can make a big difference. So today, as we gather for the celebration of faith, I urge you to reflect upon yourself about how we can give back to this community. So I would like for you to donate no matter every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the potential of saving these lives of women and children in need. Thank you. And I would like to also introduce Dr. Swati Chitta, a well-known pediatrician in Ashore Urgent and Primary Care.
Hello, good afternoon everybody. I'm so delighted to be here, seeing all colorful celebrations, celebrating Ganesha. And Ganesha became the leader for removal of obstacles on this day. That is what we are celebrating today. And it's so good to see all these kids and adults involving in cultural celebration. Thank you for inviting me, Pooja and Purta. Okay, so the purpose of me here is to talk about health because I'm on the healthcare. I was wondering whom I should target this topic to, the kids or adults or whom? Definitely the kids because that's what we give priority and then we take care of ourselves. But please adults, remember to take care of yourself too, because only if you are healthy, then only you can take care of the kids. I'm a pediatrician to start off, but I do want to prioritize my health as well. That's why when I'm hungry, I eat first and then feed my kids in the evenings. Even though they're hungry, I let them play and I eat first. So what I want to tell you is the good lifestyle or a healthy lifestyle is nothing but eating on right time and sleeping on right time, having good number of hours of sleep. Sleep is very, very important that I see lacking in many people, kids or others. A healthy sleep. Like once you hit bed, you should be asleep in 15 to 20 minutes and you should stay asleep for 8 to 10 hours depending on your age. That is the healthy sleep. So how can we get it? What is the most common problem for sleep issues? Anybody?
Netflix.
This shows how many people are listening to this. Right? Definitely. Any kids? Kids.
Kids, she's asking a question.
I'm asking a question. Do you guys sleep good? What's bedtime? 2 a.m., 2 p.m.
11 o'clock on weekend, but 9 o'clock on.
Okay, good. So, yeah, definitely these kids know the right answer. They're very smart. So, whatever it is, the bedtime, but be consistent with it. You know, on weekends we tend to stream away from it. Yes? You only wake up late? What about school days? Okay. You sleep late and you wake up late?
I can talk to her.
Okay. But whatever the time is, 8, 8:30, 9. I know the school starts by 8, right? You guys should make sure to sleep for at least 10 hours. What time the school ends? I think maybe 3, 4, depending on what activities you have. 3:30. Okay, that's good to hear. And that. Okay. All right. Okay, rest first and then the activities and then sleep. The importance of sleep is it can turn life like anyways, because I have seen personally people with sleep disorders, how difficult it was to focus in any activities, either the job or the school or any extracurricular activities also. And once we fix the sleep, everything comes into place. The kids are able to sleep well, they can focus well in their studies. I think many of you heard about ADHD problem. ADHD?
Yes.
Any ideas? Okay. So that is focusing and hyperactivity problem. Sometimes there could be a misunderstanding that they have the issue, but the underlying problem is not having adequate sleep. Also, how can we help with better focus and better learning for kids is involving them in some kind of quiet activities. And also kids, you guys need to get bored sometimes. It's okay to get bored. When you go with your parents to any of these pujas or any other activities, don't say, I'm bored. This is the first thing that I hear from kids. Yes, and this is how we can respond as parents. Yes, I'm so glad you're bored. This is the time your brain is going to work and make creative ideas to create something. And the other thing is, the other misconception is the more activities they give, the kids get confused and they lose their focus. No, it's okay. They don't get confused. They're very smart. The kid's brain is capable of doing so many things, especially the language. That's another question being asked for me. If they speak a different language at home, like mother tongue, how the kids may have some trouble in learning like English or the speaking skills or the communication skills, but it is proven, the research has proven that multiple language household, those kids are actually developing more IQ. So I'm so glad to see all these kids who are learning Marathi in this school. You guys are going to rock after you grow up. You are the smart and higher IQ kids in the class. That's the thing. And the nutrition. That's one of the most important thing, and I know everybody is focusing on it. Organic food, more vegetables, more fruits. We all know that. It's about how much we practice, how much we follow. I myself have a 8-year-old and 4-year-old. I know how hard it is to get the kids eat right choice of foods. Especially now the kids having school lunch, they don't want to eat the home packed meals. So kids, please, you have to follow some of the instructions by parents. You should make a deal. How many days I'm going to eat home food and how many days I'm going to eat school food or any outside foods. Okay, I need kids here to answer me a question. All kids, attention. I have a question for the kids.
Here are the potential kids who are gonna ask question and answer your question too actually.
Okay. So, how many times are you guys supposed to eat in a day? 3 meals. Okay.